Stop that for a bit. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
So, I want to say a few things. Now that I'm officially recording, I feel like I can say this and people can log in later, whatever. There were several questions about, for example, homework. So let me do this neat stuff. Let me see if I can do this. Yes, I can. Look at this. Oh, crappity doodah. What did I just do? Okay. The best part of online classes is watching your instructor fumble around for shit. You guys can see my canvas, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I don't know if you've been in here recently, but I've added several things. There's a really cool student services flyer with how to access all the services that we normally have on campus, how you can access them now. So that's right there, student services. There's a homework timeline sheet. Somebody was asking earlier about what homework to do. Bam. So these dates are the dates will be in those chapters. They're not due dates, right? The due dates will show up in Canvas. So like the quiz dates show up, the final exam date shows up, all the important dates like the time to change your clocks back an hour and the last date to do all kinds of stuff. What just happened to you? Sorry, my laptop suddenly decided to become very bright all on its own. All right, let me see, blah, blah, blah. Okay. There's a link for math tutoring. We're still doing tutoring through the MSc. So that's online now. Net Tutor, I think that's set up. Let me see. What do you know? It's kick ass. So there's a whole other kind of company that Grossmont goes through to get some tutoring through. Oh, I really should switch to student view because you can't really see all this stuff that I could see. All right. So this is all the stuff hopefully you've gone through. You got to get that stuff done before you can start turning in homework. Has everybody, not everybody has done the practice scan assignment. That's very important for me because that's how I verify with you that you have a decent scanning app. Does everybody have a decent app that they can scan to PDF? And there are other ways to get PDF. So if you're even more savvy with things, great. As long as you get PDF and turn it into Canvas, beautiful. I don't want no Apple image crap. Canvas doesn't know that, and neither do I. I'm not gonna try to download some conversion. No, no, no. PDF. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. As you work through this first unit, you will hit a video going over the syllabus. So hopefully, I mean, it's a quick watch, right? So I didn't have to do it today. And then how to Zoom, you're all in Zoom. So hopefully either you watched this or you didn't need it. Okay, let me get out of there. Bang. Let me stop sharing. Bang. So before I keep going, does anyone have, I'm gonna mute everybody. Does anybody have any?
Hold on.
Oh, I thought I muted everybody. Let me make it like that. Sorry, I made it so you can't unmute yourself. So I'm so evil. So now let me ask you a question that requires an answer. Does anybody have any technical questions about how any part of this course is going to work? It's okay if you do. How about this? Oh man, I meant to do that. I was going to make a poll, but I completely forgot about it. You can do polls through Zoom, which is kind of nice, but let me just ask you guys. Let me ask you this. Has everybody hit participants in chat at the bottom? Can everybody see, like, so if you go to the bottom, you hit participants in chat, you can see all the people in this meeting and you can see the chat. Can we do homework ahead of the time? Oh, hell yes. Please do. I've already got people turning in chapter 1 homework and just going for it. Why the hell not? Now, if you get done with chapter 1, that doesn't mean you suddenly don't come to class, right? I mean, that's not how this works, but please get ahead in homework. Holy, be nice to yourself for once in math. You know that the worst part of math is you get behind and then nothing makes sense. So, yes, do homework. So if you get so far ahead that I don't have a place to turn it in yet on Canvas, just tell me and I'll make it, and I'll go, holy shit, and I'll make a place for you to turn it in. The book is online. No. So sorry. I desperately try to find a book that would work for this course the way that we've set it up, and there really isn't any. So I'm trying to make all my courses become what's called open source textbook courses. They're also called zero textbook cost, ZTC, ebook. Oh, I see. You can get this book through Amazon or somewhere else as an ebook. I've got it as a Kindle book on my laptop so I can share it easier with you guys. I've also got the hard copy because I'm the teacher. I better freaking have a hard copy. I like it. For tests and quizzes, are they going to be multiple choice? Oh, you don't want me to make a multiple choice test or quiz. You don't. I don't know. Has anybody had a real multiple choice quiz made by an instructor that expects a lot of shit from you? No. You don't want a multiple choice from me. So no, I don't do multiple guess. I do the way they're going to work. So here's how quizzes are going to work. I'm going to, on the day of the quiz, I'm going to post it into Canvas, and then you can download it, or you don't even need to download it, and you can just answer the questions on a piece of paper. You scan the paper and you send it back in. Last semester, I did it where I made it due that night. This semester, I'm considering maybe doing that sometimes, and maybe doing some quizzes where they're online and you all turn your camera on so I can watch you do it. That sounds exciting, I know, but cheating is real. So let me see. It gave me, oh, you got the instructor copy? Or you got, oh, I can't get the book till December. Holy shit. You can't get the book until December? Yeah, it's on Amazon. In a few emails I sent, I try to have a few links to lower price options of the book. So you could definitely find it for lower price. Don't pay full price unless you want to. I mean, there's one left you can rent for $40 on Amazon. Is that what it is, Lauren? You got it off Amazon. They gave you, so you have it? You have the copy, Tatiana? You have it, okay. And then you have to send it back in December. Is that what you mean? You like rented it. Is that what it is? Okay, I'm not sure. So as long as you have the book now, it should work. All right. Any other questions about the book, the homework, anything like that? You guys are okay otherwise? All right. I'm going to try to transition away from technical stuff and into like content stuff, but let me make sure I get through. Oh, look at this. So people helping people. I love it. Yes, Jasmine, you're right. Check as options. I think she said you can, Tatiana. Okay, I'll let you guys work that out. Let me see. Let me know. Can everybody find the raise your hand button? If you're on the phone, I have no idea what you do. I'm really sorry. A few people. Can everybody raise your hand? And if you can't, somebody's giving me a thumbs up. I love it. So I don't want a reaction. I want a raised hand. So if you haven't clicked on participants yet, do that. You can see all the people that are in the class. And then you should be able to see the raise your hand option. Looks like most people have found it. Ooh, it looks like a few people might not actually even be here right now. They logged in and then went back to bed. There we go. All right, looks like almost everybody. Ian, Jessica, Joven. So anybody who just logged in, if you can please do two things for me. Make sure your name is your full name. that'll help me with attendance, and then try to raise your hand. So again, if you don't see the raise your hand, you have to hit participants at the bottom, and then you can see the raise your hand. And there's like a video that somebody did, it might have been me, and put it on our Canvas about how to Zoom. It's crazy. All right. I'm not sure what to make of the people that aren't raising their hands. Raise your hand if you don't want to raise your hand. All right. Let me clear all that. All right. So most of you guys are here and paying attention. That's good. I like it. So let me see what else. So right now I've got it. So I've got everybody muted and you can't unmute yourself. I'm going to change that so you can unmute yourself. But if things get a little out of hand, I might have to make it otherwise. So if you have a question, you want to say it, you can unmute yourself and say it. Anybody have any other questions before we get into actual content? Okay. I love it. I love how the chat is people helping people. That kicks so much ass. Okay. All right. So, the very first assignment that I gave you guys, let me see this. The very first assignment that I gave you guys was actually problems from a different book, but I gave you the direct link to the problems. And it went over a couple things. I want to see if you guys have any questions. The very first, bless you, Tanya, the very first chapter that we're going to talk about, the very first section is about percentages and graphs. And I want to show you some kick-ass graphs of data for Grossmont students. But I also want to see how much you know about percentages. So everybody get ready. You ready? You guys have a calculator?
No.
Some of you guys are like, I'm on the road, coming back home. So, can you take a second? Actually, let me ask you this first. Let me see. I want to see how to put this. So, percentages. If I said, let me just go ahead and ask you this. What is 11% of 60? If I said that, what is 11% of 60? Do you know what you would do? Yes, you do. Somebody's saying yes.
Wouldn't you just like multiply the percentage to like that number? So
yes.
you put the percentage in a decimal, and then you would just multiply that whole number.
So tell me this. So somebody else. Tell me, what does 11% mean? Oh, Andrew, what's up? Oh, Andrew, do you have your hand up from earlier, or do you know what the answer is? Andrew's like, stop calling on me. Anybody know, what does percent mean?
6.
Oh, okay. That's the answer to the problem. What does percent mean? Yes, good. 11 out of 100. Sorry, Ashir, you're right. So 11 out of 100. I like it. So think about this. 11% of 100 would be 11. Let me just let that sink in. Does that make sense? So,
Yes.
So I think there's too much. So what this first day is going to be weird. Just deal with it. But in general, what I try to do is I try to get us away from memorized formulas for shit. We got to understand the idea. The more you understand the idea of something, the easier it is to remember what to do. So somebody said something about use a formula. Yeah, there are formulas that work for this. But if you don't understand what the formula is doing, you don't really understand the idea. The less stuff you can do then. So if it was 11% of 100, the answer would be 11. So 11% of 60 should be less than 11. That much makes sense. Somebody just came in. So mathematically, here's something that kind of drives me a little crazy. And this is not your guys' fault. everybody that came out of high school used to know that of means multiply, right? 1/3 of 60 means 1/3 times 60. 11% of 60 means 0.11 times 60. I like it. So why is 11% 0.11? Because like somebody said, it's 11 out of 100. Is everybody cool with that? I like it. So then you could just use your calculator, do 0.11 times 60. Now let me show you guys something else. I'm going to use my chalkboard. My chalkboard. Let's see how this works. You can see that right? Bum, 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 ba-dum. Any of you guys ever been a waiter or a waitress? Any of you guys ever worked in a place that didn't automatically calculate tip for people? Any of you wonder if people pretended they didn't know math so they gave you a shitty tip? Or yes. All right. Now watch. All right. One thing I love is to show multiple ways to look at something, because that really means you understand the idea then. If you memorize a single way, that means you can't do as much as you could have if you understood it from multiple angles. So here's a really cool thing about percentages. So if I want to do this, what would 10%? Does anyone know why that would be easier to do? Can you guys see that all right? Let me do this. I don't know if you guys are on gallery view or what's going on.
It's backwards on mine.
Oh, it's backwards.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
Backwards to me too.
It totally is. Hold on. That's going to be really difficult. How's that? Did that change?
No.
No.
No? Well, this is exciting.
You can change it in video settings.
I totally just did. Let's see. So that doesn't change at all if I do this. Oh, shit. Well, that's not going to work. All right. Let me see if I change to my other camera, which means I've got to...
There. That's better.
All right, hold on. So that actually...
That works.
Okay. So we'll deal with that. So this is the problem we're trying to work out. Why is 10% easier to do? Does anybody know why?
Even number?
Okay. And 10% would be 10 out of 100, right? That's what percent means. Percent means out of 100. So 10% would be, how would I reduce this?
1/10.
Yeah, you can cancel a factor of 10, right? So that's 1/10. So 10% means 1/10 of something. All right, how are we all doing? This is a very strange setup. And why is 1/10 so kick-ass? Why? Yes, I love it. Andrew's got it. Why is our number system based on 10? I wish I knew why. I don't know. We have 10 fingers, so if we had 8 fingers, our number system would be based on 8. That's tripedalic. I actually used to teach a course where I taught, what if we had 8 fingers? What would our number system look like? But we're not going to do that today. Don't worry. So 1/10 of something, 1/10 of 60. I just have to move the decimal over once. So that's 6. All right. Now again, what's going to be weird about this class in general is that we all have come into this class with possibly very different backgrounds in mathematics, right? So sometimes I'm going to be doing something that's really easy, and sometimes I'm going to be doing something that's really freaky. I'm sorry, go ahead. Is everybody all right? All right, now watch. You guys ready for this? So if 10% of 60 is 6, that's what we just figured out here, right? 10% of 60, get over there. is 6. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Can you guys see what 1% of 60 would be? I know some of you guys are like, how the hell would I know that, Jeff? But if 10% of 60 is 6, 1% of 60 would be 0.6. Now, let me catch up. Let me make sure you guys understand what's happening right now. You do not have to do this problem this way. And then I always have some students that say, well, why the hell are you showing me this shit then, Jeff? Show me the way I got to do it. Well, no, I don't do that. I show you multiple ways to look at some things. Because then that's when you know stuff the most. Now watch, here's where things get really cool. Is everybody, I love it. Somebody's telling me they're lost, but with me. So what's 20 times 3? 60.
6.
So what's 2 times 3?
6.
Yeah, so 20 times 3 is 60. And then if I do one less factor of 10, it goes one less factor of 10. Oh shit, you can't see that at all. 20 times 3 is 60. 2 times 3 is 6. 10% of 60 is 6. 1% is 0.6. So then how do I get what 11% is? Now watch what you can do. Add these up. Add these up. Now, I know I have students out there right now that are like, dude, I got that answer a long time ago. Way to catch up with me, math boy. Right? I know there's somebody out there thinking basically that. I gotta keep muting everybody. But have any of you guys ever looked at a percentage like this before? I mean, so if I and you could hate it, you could love it. So everybody sees 11%. If you do 0.11 times 60, you will get 6.6. And I know that several of you got that answer earlier. Right? I like it. So for example, if I go to a restaurant and I want to give somebody a 15% tip and the meal came out to be $80, let me do this. You gonna work, Ruby? All right. 15% of 80, I could do 10% of 80. Who knows what 10% of 80 is? That's the, oh, I see. Ashira, you can do it either way, buddy. All right, 11. So hopefully everybody's a little bit okay with this. 10% of 80 is 8 because 10% is 1/10 of something. So then what's 5% of 80? If 10% is 8, 5% must be half of that. If 10% of 80 is 8, 5% of 80 must be 4. So then what's 15% of 80? $12. So then $12 would be a 15% tip, which is not terrible. All right, maybe. So, okay. I just want to show you a few little things about percentages. And real quick, let me show you something else too. If anybody has any trouble with this, so everybody got what they want from here? Probably more than you wanted. Okay. Well, how do I change, let me see if I had, oh no, you're too light. If I had 4.2%, how do I make that into a decimal? Yeah, so the general idea, since this is out of 100, and when I divide by 100, I move the decimal back once, twice. So you just move it back twice, 0.042. Kick ass. I like it. All right. That's enough for right now. So let me transition. Let's look at let's look at the book itself. Let's look at some problems out of the book. Okay. And then I want to show you some cool graphs from the website. Let me see. Am I sharing things? No. Okay. Okay, good. I like it. So we pull up the book. Here it is. All right. So here is Unit 1 from the book. Gosh, now my screen is all freaky. So the way this book kind of works, what's going to make it easier if you have an actual copy of the book is that it's sort of sometimes is you want to do the work in the book. So they give you, for example, they give you this. Get down here. Where are you at? There we go. They give you this chart, and then you're supposed to count up how much each category shows up. Okay. Now, I really want you guys to understand, I'm pretty sure I put the page numbers for the homework on the homework sheet because there are these problems that are more like in-class work, and then there are the actual homework problems. Weehaw! That happens after this section. There's always kind of like a what they call a portfolio, so it kind of does an outline of what you just did, and then the homework problems start with applications. So this is the actual problems you have to do for homework. Now let me say this, I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's, they know who they are. There have been a couple people who have turned in homework already, so it's not just one person, so don't freak out, it's not just you, that obviously found the solutions manual and got way too excited about, yay, homework's going to be easy. I'm going to catch that stuff. So, if you cheat once, that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad student. It's very enticing. It's very human to want to do that. But that's the quickest way to piss me off. So if you do it once, I'll kind of tell you, watch out. And if you do it again, I have the option of just not taking any more homework from you, and you get a 0 homework grade. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. Do the homework yourself, and just be honest about it. That's the best way to get something out of doing the homework. So what I kind of want to do right now, before we get into specifics here, I got to keep an eye on the time too. Oh, good. We got plenty of time. So this is the first section. And they're really just talking about the real basics of percentages. So let me do this. Let me stop sharing. I want to show you this. I want to give you guys a couple problems to work on. And then I'm going to throw you into groups. Let me see, where did I put these? There they are. All right, let me share this. Gosh, you'd think multiple monitors would make life easier. All right, let me zoom in here. All right, everybody sees that, right? This big old chart, this exciting thing. I'm going to do a couple of these with you, and then I want you to do the rest. Now, I understand that some of you guys are in situations that make it difficult to do work, but we're going to do what we can. So just to take one, let's see. What about this guy? This one right here. Can everybody see that one? Okay. How would I make that into a decimal? How do I always change a percent to decimal. And something I always keep in mind is the percent number will always be bigger than, I gotta remember which camera is which. The percent number will always be bigger than the decimal number because the percent number hasn't been divided by 100 yet. Does that make sense? The percent symbol means divide by 100. So sometimes our brain will say, well, this must be 3 because this is already so tiny, but that's wrong. Which way do I have to move the decimal? It's always twice, right? It's always move it twice because it's out of 100. So which way would I have to move? Oh shit, somebody's chatting at me. I don't even have my chat open. There we go. To the left, I like it. To the left, to the left. So once, twice to the left. So it's gonna have, we do this. 1, 2, more zeros, and then the 0 and the 3. So the decimal moved once, twice over. I love it. Now again, this might be old news for some of you guys, but throughout this whole semester, I already said this to a few of you guys with some questions you had on the practice scan. But one of my favorite sayings is, if I'm going too fast, slow me down. If I'm going too slow, deal with it. Right? So people were worried about teachers going too fast and leaving people behind. Never hesitate to ask me to slow down or to explain something a different way. Do you guys understand? I live off of questions. If I get a quiet class, I can work with them because it's my job, but it's not as great for me. I love questions. Now, here's the one that we all kind of forget because we don't have to do this ever. So it might have been a long time since the last time I had to do this. Do you know how to make that into a fraction? What place is that in? What place is this 0 in? Right there, that one right there. What place is it in?
Tenths.
Good. It's in the tenths place. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's 10,000ths. All right. Not really, I guess. So 3 10,000ths. Boop. Everybody with me? A little bit? And see how many decimal places there are? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy shit. Right? So these aren't things to memorize. These are things to notice and realize why they're true. It's because our number system's based on 10. That's why decimal numbers are always written as fractions with powers of 10 in the bottom. So all decimals are special fractions that have bottoms that are multiples of 10. So then they fit in our base 10 number system. It's crazy. It's insane. All right. So you guys take a minute. I don't know if some of you guys might have already started doing this. Can you do the rest of these? And I'll just sit here and watch you. And this will be really exciting. And then I'm going to break you guys out in the breakout room so you can share with each other your answers, kind of like double check with each other your answers and get to know each other a little bit. Holy shit, did I just overwrite that? There we go. Let the boys be boys. Just to let you know, I'm probably going to let us out. Well, we'll see. I'm hoping to let us out a little early today. We'll find out. It all depends on how long this takes us. If you have any trouble, oh, I love it. I forgot to turn that off. So yes, you guys can write on this. I saw somebody just now doing that. There we go. No, you can't, Mr. Chance. All right. Oh, Jose, you're fine, man. I'm not going to knock you for that. If nobody tried, that's when I would be worried about everybody. So you're represented for the class.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry, it's been like 15 years since I've done this kind of stuff. So if I have a fraction at 3/5 and if we're trying to do everything at 10, how would I change that fraction in order to get the decimal? Because I'm a little confused.
What would you multiply the bottom by to make it 10?
2.
And so to keep things legal, you have to do the same thing to the top.
Okay, so 2 over 2 then, right?
Because do you see how you actually are multiplying by 1? If you multiply by 2 over 2, isn't that just 1?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so the whole purpose of me saying that is you're not changing the value of the number, you're just changing the way the fraction looks.
Yes, okay.
So like the opposite of reducing a fraction. So now you can make it a decimal. Now you know it's 6 in the 10th place, right? 6/10.
Okay.
Kick ass.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I don't know if you guys noticed what shirt I'm wearing. Right, I wanted to wear this shirt because I've gotten a few people get ahead, which is great on the homework, but you must show your work. That's the whole, that's what I'm all about. If you just give me an answer, I can't help you. If you give me some work, I can help you. And I want to help you. It's a crazy. So if anybody else has a question, you can ask me. I'm gonna let you work together here in a few minutes. And when I do the breakout rooms, that's when I can figure out who's not really here. Because they won't go in their breakout room.
Did you want us to show our work right now?
This is nothing I'm gonna see. So you don't have to, but you might as well get into practice. Where do I start turning a fraction to decimal? So Ruben, Tanya just asked about changing 3/5 into a decimal. Is that what you're asking about? So the way she did it, there's multiple ways to do it. The way she did it is she multiplied the bottom and the top by 2, because then if it's something out of 10, it goes right into a decimal. Sort of this one backwards, right? 3 10,000ths means I put a 3 in the 10,000 spot. So if I make this something over 10, I'll know what number to put in the 10ths spot. So that's something, you guys, that we don't work with decimals nearly as much as we work with whole numbers. So we don't realize, for example, oh shit, what did I just do? Go away. I should be able to do this. Oh, technology, Jeff. No, I can't do it. That's hilarious. I can do it here. I'll do it live. All right. So in this number here, I'm just going to say this. You can listen or not. You can just keep working. The 1 is in the hundreds place. The 2 is in the tens. Do you see how I divided by 10? Hundreds, tens, divided by 10, ones. The 3 is in the ones place. Divide by 10, tenths. divide by 10 hundredths, 1/100th place, divide by 10 thousandths place, and that's why this was 10 thousandths place. So fraction is just a different way to write a decimal. That's all it really is. Not if the bottom is a factor of 10, is a multiple of 10. Let me say it like that. Has everybody got these? Has everybody got all these here written down at least? Anybody not have these at least written down? I'm gonna break you guys into groups. Oh, somebody's doing something. Not yet. Okay, go ahead, Caleb. I'll give you another minute. I wonder why that is. I don't know. Oh. Maybe. Is it because I had to do that? Maybe it is. There we go. All right, I think I got that figured out. Maybe. All right. Everybody's got those written down? All right, so this is gonna be a little weird if you've never done this, but I'm gonna stop sharing so then I can see if anybody's just not telling me. Real quick, is that normal now? Oh, good. All right. I figured it out. Okay, I was gonna. I'm like, this whole semester is gonna suck, but no, it's not. So I'm about to break you out in the room. Some of you guys might have done this before. You're just gonna get a link on the screen telling you to click it to join the room. I'm gonna put you into groups of 3. So when you see a link on the screen, just click it to go into your room. We'll see how this works. Here we go. Everybody see that link on the screen? Go ahead and click that bad boy and work on this stuff with people. Let me see who's left over. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yvette, are you really there? Yvette?
The slow internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Do you see the link on the screen to join the room?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and click that. That's good. All right. Oh, no. All by myself. Man. Oh, someone's back. Wasan? What happened to you? Wasan?
Didn't know. Like I went to the meeting, I joined it, and I thought something. I couldn't hear you, so I thought I'm doing something wrong.
Well, no, you're supposed to work with the people in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go back to that.
Okay. I gotta remember that. Whenever I do breakout rooms, it stops recording.
I think someone has a question in the chat.
Oh, let me see. Thanks, man. Oh shit, there's several. Here we go. Yeah, keep an eye on that for me. You don't. It's not your job, but if I switch between things, I sometimes forget to open chat back up. If the fraction can be simplified. Oh, okay. So I just answered that question for you. Normally, yes. On this kind of problem, I almost don't want you to because there are fraction buttons in your calculator, and it'll use it for you. So I'd rather see this showing me that you know how to convert. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right. So anybody know what 3/4 is as a decimal? Somebody should know. But it's 0.75, right? And again, real quick, we're doing this problem that you already know how to do this way, right? Is that cool? I just want to show you a little bit different way. So what would 3/8 be? It's half of this, isn't it? 3/8 is half of 3/4, so it would be half of this. And that's 0.375. So then what's 3/16? Half of this. I love it. I can see some of your faces like, I ain't doing it that way. It's fine. It's fine. We already have a way that works. And this is what you're going to have to get used to with me, is I'll let you do something in multiple different ways. But I also want to expand your foundation of math. If you're able to look at something in multiple different ways, you will be able to build on that better, right? So that will work. It would get it all done. We'd be all done. But this is, I could just cut this in half again. And what's that going to be, Jeff? I think it's that. Is that right? Pretty sure. So if you just divide 3 by 16, you should get 0.1875. How do I make that into a percentage? Bam, bam. All right. So I didn't manage my time as well as I wanted to today. Tomorrow, I will definitely show you there's some cool data in multiple different formats. So one thing about section 1.1 is they talk about bar graphs and pie charts. So if you want to get started on the homework, feel free. We'll continue with that tomorrow and get into more of the visualization of percentages, pie charts and bar graphs and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, has everybody got that? Anybody still need to see that?
I'm confused on how when you got to the 3/8, you put 375 and then the 16, 18 like that.
Okay. 3/4 is 0.75. Are you cool with the fact that 3/8 is half of 3/4?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore 3/8 is half of this decimal. If this is half of that, then its decimal has to be half of that decimal.
Got you.
And again, you do not have to do it that way. You never have to do it that way. So why am I showing it to you? Because it's a cool mind expansion. It kind of helps you understand the ideas go together. And you don't always have to go to the most, straightforward way. Anyway, so you don't have to ever do this, right? And that, I don't know, that might frustrate some of you guys, but you better get used to it now, is I will often give you ways to do things that you never have to use. And personally, I see nothing wrong with that, because maybe somebody out there loves this way. Maybe a lot of you guys hate that way. Well, that's great. You get to pick. All right. So I'm sorry today was a little bit disjointed, but I kind of knew it might be. Try to get the book if you haven't gotten it already. You can get it cheap. You already have some people working stuff out together. I'm going to try to give you a little more time in breakout rooms throughout the semester just to kind of get to know each other, because that's the part of not being on campus that's really bad for students, is the student-to-student interaction is decreased unless I really try to make it happen. I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to talk to anybody ever, but oh well, too bad, you're going to. All right, so if anybody has any questions, you can hang out afterwards. Otherwise, class is officially done. So please stick around if you have any questions about anything. Otherwise, you can head out and I'll see you tomorrow. Use the same link you used today. Oh, my YouTube channel, I've got it in the syllabus. I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. Why did I close this? Oh, well, these things happen. All right, here we go. In the syllabus, down under miscellaneous good to know items. Let me show you real quick. Oh shit, where's my syllabus? There it is. So here's the syllabus. Right, there's a link right there. Blah, 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 blah. Miscellaneous good to know items. I'll be recording Zoom lectures, posting them to the YouTubes on the internets. And my username is WallersMe. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some stuff. I don't know. I try not to get too much into politics, but it's kind of silly to me that certain things are political. You might see some, that's not something you can see. I attended some recent protests and it was interesting the reaction they get sometimes. But I'm going to try to keep this class free of political things. We might look at some data. Data didn't give a shit what you think. Data is what it is. So some shit you can't spin. But I almost don't want to know if people don't agree with me on certain things. But anyway, that's enough of that. Any other, is that all right? Any other questions about, I don't even know if you can see what I'm talking about. Can you guys see my YouTube channel right there?
Yes.
So that's the link right there on the syllabus. Oh, some people are chatting at me. Oh shit, let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, thank you. All right, I think some of you guys don't believe me when I say you don't have to stay here. Class is over. If you have a question, ask. I do teach Math 160. I pretty much every semester 160 is the one class I always teach. And I am not meaning that I don't like my other classes, but statistics is my favorite class to teach and to take and to talk about.
So you like to teach Math 160?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I need to take that next semester.
Okay. Because I like to teach every math course, but sometimes we have a favorite. It's like I like ice cream, but I like mint chocolate chip the best.
Definitely.
All right, anybody else have questions? You guys all right? Otherwise, you can have questions about the sheet we looked at. You can have questions about things. Anybody?
Yeah, for the
Yeah, you want
homework.
one? This one?
All right, unmute yourself. I'm sorry, who was asking?
For the homework, do you want us to write out the problem or just the
No.
answers? Can we just write the answers?
Yes. I already know what the problem is. So, and I am a big by hand kind of guy. So things need to be done by hand. Let me see. Oh, is Tatiana still out there? Yes. Okay. So Tatiana, Jessica's trying to, I think you should be able to, can you private message each other? Can't remember if I cut that off or not. All right. All right. Is everybody else really here or not?
I am. I had a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
I just wanted to know how lenient you are when it comes to turning in work, because I know some of us have kids and they're doing online work as well, and we are kind of limited to one computer. So I know it's my responsibility to make sure that I get my things turned in on time, and it's not nobody else's responsibility. But I just wanted just to know like how lenient you are, and as well when it comes to the tests and things like that for disability, and I guess time-wise, I mean, it will be during class, correct? Like for
I
the
haven't
quizzes?
100% figured that out, which is kind of funny, but
Okay.
I think I might do some due later that night, but also I might do some where you have to finish it during class.
Okay.
If you do have any disabilities and you haven't talked to ARC yet, you should do that
Okay.
very, very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in general, just look at the due dates in Canvas.
Okay.
And if you see a specific issue, let me know.
Okay. Got it.
Or if there's a specific assignment you can't turn in time, just let me know.
Okay.
I
Perfect.
work with people, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right.
All right. How's everybody else doing? You all right?
Quick
Are you guys?
question.
Yes.
Will ARC send over paperwork, or do I have to get it, or?
So ARC, what's interesting is it was only recently we actually managed to have the college give them the resources they need to do anything. So it's you're going to have to check with them about because even before the pandemic, in the before times, they would email me stuff to fill out and send back to them. So they're pretty good about electronic forms and electronic stuff. So if you have if you're in with ARC, just make sure that you schedule. So you and I are going to have to talk about how quizzes are going to work. Because I only give one test, and that's the final exam. Otherwise, it's a bunch of quizzes. It's just the way I thought that online would work better. So I have to figure out how these quizzes might work so you have enough time.
I have my, the information that they gave me. It was during, like right before last semester ended, that I got in and got all my paperwork, so I can forward it to you if you need it.
So normally when you have if you've already got your stuff in with them, each semester you just have, they just do a quick form that each instructor for that semester fills out.
Okay.
So you just have to remind them to do that for you, I guess. I would think that would be something they would do, but maybe you just have to say, hey, can you send this to my instructor so I can be on file for this semester?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused on what you just said, because I also have ARC, and she filled out the paper for me. I think it was like a year ago, and she told me to just keep forwarding it to my professors. Do you have to update it? Because mine is just basically with quizzes and everything. That's what mine just basically states.
Because the form that I fill out and sign, it has areas where I can decide what to do with those areas for my class.
Okay.
That's why it's got to be for each instructor. So I'm not sure. Does that make sense? So there's paper.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
General, and then there's specific for the course.
Okay.
So they should be able to email that to me so I can fill it out and then send it back to them. So you're set for that semester for my course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank
Let
you.
me know if there's any issues.
Okay.
All right. Everybody else, are you guys really out there? What's going on?
Okay. Yes, I also had a question.
Yes.
So since I am an essential worker, I'm an assistant director at a preschool. And so the Zoom meetings actually collide with my current schedule right now. So I don't know is there any way I'm allowed to either watch the recordings?
So what
Once
really
I'm off?
what kind of sucks about this class specifically is there's only this one section.
Uh-huh.
My standard answer to what you just said would be, here's my standard answer normally. You signed up for a course, you're supposed to know you have to meet during that time.
Exactly.
But this is the only section of 96. So there's somebody else who's in that same boat. And I'm just saying, do as much as you can to make sure you can come. Right now, how many of these lectures would you have to miss? Yvette, are you still there? Hello? Was it Yvette I was just talking to? What happened?
Yes, sorry, it muted. The thing is, yeah, it's all week, but if I understand it's an online class. So the thing is, if I cannot do it, that's okay. I will speak to my job because I already let them know. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of contact you and see what's your end about it. But if it's not available, that's okay. I'll make my work, you know, work around my schedule.
Yeah, so it's I will work with you to a certain extent, right? But this isn't really a true distance ed course. This is just where the lecture happens here instead of in a classroom. So it's, let me know where things end up.
That's understandable.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I think at least for this week, I'm gonna try to be on it, you know, listening and stuff. But for sure after this week, I will be definitely on it. It's just this week they kind of needed me to help them, and then we're situating our schedules because school starts and everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So,
just let me know how,
so I'll definitely be on and everything. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care. All right. Wait a minute. Which is that? Lauren and Nikisha, are you guys all right? Do you have questions? Are you talking to me, Nikisha? Because you're muted. I don't know.
No, I thought I exited out. Sorry.
Oh.
Bye.
See you. Lauren, you okay? You're out there? Lauren? All right, I'm gonna head out. I don't know if Lauren's actually there or not, but I'm gonna assume you're not, and I'm gonna end this. Let me see, here we go.